Hey guys, I'm Michel Morales, and I am going to share some information with you about the one thing. And this is going to help you guys be able to focus on getting extraordinary results. This is a book that was written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, and it is a #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller. We're going to just break this book down a little bit to help you at the high school level be able to implement some processes to hopefully help you all be more effective and more efficient with your time to be more successful in achieving the results that you want and being able to identify those in advance so you can create strategies to work towards them and make it happen. All right, so let's get started. And a lot of this presentation is really geared towards a completely different audience, right? So we're taking a strategy that was built for pretty much adults, working class adults, and we're making it into a format to where it can benefit high schoolers. So a lot of these slides I'm not going to go in as much detail with, but I do want to just kind of go through the whole presentation with you as I have it, and then I'll just pull out the important parts for you guys to focus on. Also, we also know that you guys don't want to be sitting here for hours. So we're just going to make it very concise and short so you guys can just grab your ahas and run with it, okay? All right, so there's 6 slides. When we're focusing on getting extraordinary results, there are 6 lines that we want to debunk, if you will. So we're going to go over those 6 lines so that you guys can quickly identify them. And when you are coming up on them, you can recognize them, have awareness, and kind of push them aside so that you'll be able to focus more easily. Does that sound good? All right, the 6 lies. Everything matters equally. So what we love to do is we love to make lists, right? And then check those lists off. What we want to do is we want to create a success list from our to-do list. So your to-do list is going to be everything that you could do that day. We want to break that down into, let's say, 1 to 4 pertinent items that you should do that day. So that's what you want to start with, and understand that everything does not matter equally. So you got to be able to grasp, okay, this is what I could do. This is what I want to do. However, this is my success list. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Multitasking. A lot of us really truly feel like we're able to multitask. There's been tons of research done to say the opposite. We really are unable to multitask. We actually have our primary work. We switch, we reoriented, we get distracted, we switch, we reorient again, and then we go back to our primary work again. So what we want to do is create a start to finish time for our primary work, which is going to come from that success list. It's going to help us be more successful. So multitasking is a lie that we're going to debunk to be more successful, okay? There's a quick multitasking exercise that could help you guys get a grasp more of what I'm saying regarding multitasking. So what I want you to do is set yourself just a timer for 30 seconds and see how quickly you can write the letter 1 in A and 2 in B and go as far in the alphabet as you can go. So set a timer for 30 seconds, go through that exercise, okay? Once you've done that, I want you to do another exercise. I want you to just write the alphabet for 30 seconds and see how far you get. And then just write your numbers for 30 seconds and see how far you get. And once you complete these exercises, you'll see amazing results that will help you understand that multitasking is a lie we're going to debunk. A disciplined life. So it takes 66 days, research tells us, to form a habit. So there's actually proven studies that show in order to make something a habit in your life, you want to be able to complete that chosen habit for 66 days. To build a habit of running and for it to use less of your energy, do it every day. Best way to do it is the same time every day for 66 days. And by building that habit subconsciously, it's going to become super easy for you all to be able to make that happen every day. You'll have to use less of your energy to force yourself to make it happen. Willpower is always on will call. So what we want to do is make sure we're creating our main opportunities early in the morning. So our success list, we want to get those completed in the morning, because by the end of the day, records show that our willpower is not so great. It's kind of like your battery on your cell phone, if you will. The longer the day goes on, the more our battery is drained, the less the decisions are made from a strong enough space to where we can use our willpower and say, this is what I choose. Balanced life. So take a look at the little thing on the left, work life in the middle. And then the one in the middle, work life at the extremes, and then work life counterbalancing. So what's been proven is that we actually live our best life when we live a work-life counterbalancing life. Nothing ever stays in balance. And you guys, if you want more details on kind of like some of the research and studies and stories, please feel free to pick a copy of One Thing. I don't get anything, I'm not selling it to you guys, but it just goes further in depth of what I'm actually sharing with you and gives you the studies and the results, which should you decide to go deeper into it. Big is bad. How big is your box? So if you guys want extraordinary results, you've got to make sure your thinking is extraordinary. And then you align your actions with that thinking. And these are just some of the steps you want to take. What, how, and who am I going to, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And who is going to do it for me or with me to make this happen? So big is not bad. Think big, and that will help you to achieve extraordinary results. A lot of times we're kind of just taught to just be complacent and kind of mediocre in life, and we don't want to do that. We want to go big. We want to aim high, because why not? And if we aim high and we land somewhere in the middle, it's all good because we aimed high, right? But we don't want to just aim for a basic level. So big is not bad. Think big. The focusing question. So here's the question that helps us to become more successful, that we can just ask ourselves at any given moment in time, right? What is the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? How many of you know if you asked yourself that question, would you actually be doing what you're doing at this moment in time right now? What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Believe it or not, we can ask ourselves this in all the different aspects of our life. So we've kind of broken it down here. The One Thing has broken it down into 7 different categories: for my spiritual life, for my physical life, for my personal life, for my key relationships, for my job, for my business, for my finances. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So how many of you right now are having that thought that, man, I could help my mom or help my dad, from time to time, just by asking them this question. If you see that perhaps they're getting a little overwhelmed for the day, or a little brother or little sister is getting a little overwhelmed for the day, just have them ask themselves this one question. What's the one thing you could do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And then, of course, most importantly, I'm intending to teach you guys to apply this to yourselves and to your own schedule. It's funny how when we take care of ourselves, everybody else just kind of follows suit. What you want to do is goal set to the now. So we talked about thinking big, and we said we would come back to that a little bit. We talked about thinking big, and then we also talked about creating a success list. So what we want to do is goal set to the now. Goal setting to the now is your someday goal, then your 5-year goal, your 1-year goal, your monthly goal, your weekly goal, daily goal, and right now. So everything is lined up. If I'm doing what I could be doing right now, and that aligns with my daily goal, which aligns with my weekly goal, which aligns with my monthly goal, and my 1-year goal, and my 5-year goal, I'm bound to hit that someday goal. What is your someday goal? Here's a couple of goal questions. Why is that goal important to you? What will accomplishing that goal do for your life? What will happen if you do not accomplish that goal? Time blocking. We talked a little bit about that success list versus that could-do list and that to-do list. On a typical day, your one thing typically occupies a very small amount of space in your world. Our goal is to, and given this presentation, my goal is to help you have a more productive day, to where your one day is about your one thing is about half of what you do. And everything else can have maybe 50% of your time. But we want to make sure that your one thing is truly occupying half of your day. And remember, when we talked about your one thing, we looked at 7 different aspects of your life. So we're going to talk about time blocking those important aspects of your life, pulling out the one thing for each of those categories to make sure that your life now looks according to what you choose versus something that just happens every day. We want to time block your time off first. That's important. Time block some time off. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing. It could be just taking walks in the park. It could be painting a new painting by the pool. Just time block your time off, whatever that looks like for you. And then time block your one thing in all those different categories that we looked at. And this is when you're pulling out your calendar for, whatever time period you're looking at. You could be looking at a weekly or a monthly or a yearly. Time block your time off, time block your one thing, time block your planning time to plan out your one thing and protect your time block. So here's just a little sample calendar. You typically want to make sure that one thing is happening first thing in the morning. The vacation, that's your time off. You want to make sure you take some time off. And then on this particular calendar, it has Sundays for planning. You want to make sure you time block some planning time, some thinking space. All right, let's talk about battling those distractions. Build a bunker. So right now you guys are learning from home, and this is fairly new for you all. Build a space that you love to learn in. My kiddos are at intermediate and I have one at high school. What they did is they created hammocks in their closets, literally, y'all. I walk in their closets and there's hammocks hanging. But that's their bunkers. That is their bunkers. That's where they go in and they focus. They close the door behind themselves, and that's where they choose to get whatever they need to get done. Store some provisions. So you guys might want to just make sure when you were going off to schools, some people already did this. They packed a lunch when they went off to school. Pack your lunch the night before for your next day. So you already know what you're eating, when, what time. Just have that strategy in place for yourself. Sweep for minds. So we all know what some of those minds may be for you guys. Video games, the little bells or dings that ring on your phone when you get a next level or a charm or whatever it is. Make sure your phone's off. Make sure your phone is away from you if possible, if that's your distractor. Your distractor may also be your little brother or little sister. So mom, this conversation may be for you guys. Mom, from 8 to noon, can you please ensure that baby brother does not disrupt me at all? And then I've made time for him because you want to spend time with your siblings, right? That's important for you. So perhaps you've made time from 12 to 12:30 or from 12 to 1. So let mom or dad know or whomever know that you've got time for them here. But for you to be able to create your space for your one thing, you really need support on making sure from 8 to noon, it's uninterrupted time for you. Whatever that looks like, your numbers might change. And then endless support. And we've already talked about that. That's just, grabbing a hold of mom, grabbing a hold of dad, having that conversation in advance that this is the time when I'm focusing on my one thing and I really need your support around this, okay? Accountability. So one of the amazing things is having someone to also walk through your goals with you. Sometimes it's someone who has the same goals. Sometimes it's just someone you love and trust that can hold you accountable. What we have found, though, as far as studies go, is individuals with written goals are 39.5% more likely to succeed. Individuals with written goals and weekly accountability are 76.7% more likely to succeed. So what does that tell you? You want to have written goals and you want to have someone holding you accountable to those written goals. So believe it or not, mom and dad checking to say, hey, did you get this done? Or did you get your assignment done? Or it doesn't have to be mom or dad. You can truly grab a best friend, somebody you enjoy having, kind of like a accountability partner with, and just say, hold me accountable to this and this and this. Just have someone you're bouncing your goals off with that can hold you accountable, and you do the same for them. And it doesn't have to be the same person on either end. Your accountability partner may be your sister, but your sister's accountability partner may be a friend of hers. The ultimate question is why? Why is this important? And I would love for you guys to just have that thought for a moment. I'm not going to give you the answer on that. I'm going to let you think about it for yourself. Why is this important? Everything in this presentation, why is it important right now? So my goal, my intention was to just give you that information. Hopefully you all utilize it, take away some ahas. Don't worry about implementing it all at one time. Implement it in chunks if you want to. And I am hoping for an amazing, amazing semester for you all. By the way, guys, I'm Michel Morales. I actually partner with Keller Williams here locally, KW Allen. I'm on the Agent Leadership Council within the office, which means that I help lead, guide, train, mentor, coach, whatever is needed for over 225 agents in our office. Also a top producer recognized by D Magazine here locally in Dallas as one of the best. I'm on the board of KW Luxury International. I've taught classes, I've coached, I've mentored people in Paris. I sell houses all over the world, and I'm just grateful that you guys have given me a moment to help you. So have a wonderful day. Take care.